Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. In case you're watching this show for the first time, over the next 45 minutes, we'll be taking all your stock-specific queries with top market experts. So in case you have any doubts about the stocks in your portfolio or newer stocks are coming onto your radar, in this current market, you don't know where exactly should you be putting in fresh money, well, everything will be addressed by our guests who join in on this show. So you can send in your queries on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on the screens. Don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details so that we can dial you back and have you directly speak to the top guest to get a custom-made advice as well. Let's quickly look at all the viewers who are sending in their questions and welcome them. We have Ankur Modi, Anuj Singh. We also have Sandeep Pancharia, Abhishek Jha joining in. Warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for already starting to watch and send in your questions. We'll be taking all your questions right there. Apni Bhatt, Senior Vice President, Equity Derivatives Research at JM Financial is now joining in to share with us her views on the markets as well as to answer all your questions. Warm welcome to you, Apni, and good to have you back with us. Tell us first, how is the market setup really looking like to you? Well, the last week was extremely volatile. Some kind of gains were seen because of the US elections, but we could not sustain onto that. Today again, markets have recovered from the morning lows, are 170 points higher in trade and back above 24,300. What's really happening in the sentiments right now?
Good afternoon, Sakshi, and a very good afternoon to all the viewers as well. Yes, so markets are actually consolidating in a range of 23,800 to 24,500 on Nifty and 51,000 to 52,500 on Bank Nifty. So it's a pretty huge range. And the interesting part is that both these indices are covering the entire range. There is no reversal from in between levels, either on the upside or on the downside. So I think this volatility will stay until and unless this range trading goes on. And one should avoid catching hold of or probably, trying to trade intraday or for 1 or 2 days in index. But one can definitely keep a watch on sector specific and stock specific activity.
Okay then, let's start off by taking all the queries of our guests and our viewers who are joining in right there. Starting off, Apni, with Ankur Modi's question. He says, hello Sakshi, good afternoon. We missed the last Friday's show. Yes, Friday's show did not happen because we had a special event and I'm sure you're catching a whole host of those, specific content from there as well. It was the Most Powerful Women Awards, which was a hugely successful event that we had. We had top women winners from across industries right there. A lot of panel discussions that came through even on the markets. So don't forget to catch all the glimpses which is across the Business Today platform right there, Ankur. Then he says his question is on why are solar stocks like Waaree Energy and Premier falling so badly? Is there any news or should we look at this fall as a buying opportunity? How would you really look at this space? Although these two spaces stocks are actually recently listed stocks and you won't have the charts to really suggest to you what could be really the attractive levels to look at or maybe a history to give us a sense outward. But solar space related stocks, anything specific that you'd like to highlight, Apni?
So, Sakshi, as you rightly said, there's not much of data to look at these stocks chartically. But sector-wise, definitely it's a new space that one can look at for investment purpose, and one can start an SIP in these stocks. Do not look out for trading for 2 to 3% up and down, but keep investing in next leg of up move whenever that occurs. I think this is one sector that is going to shoot up.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. This is from Sandeep Pancharia. He wants to know on two stocks, Avni. One is Bajaj Housing and the other one is JSW Infra. His question is, can I buy now or should I wait for correction? Let us look at again first JSW Infra. To see how the stock has been trading at and what are the charts really suggesting here. JSW Infra shares are right now trading about 1.1% higher in trade today. Let's stretch the chart to about last 1 month to see the stock has been absolutely flat with a negative bias, but last 6 months has been positive. 24% of a surge is what we have seen on this stock too. 308 odd levels. How are you looking at JSW Infra?
So JSW Infra dipped below the 200-day moving average and it did make a low. Now the 200-day moving average is also rising up. It has come up to around 292 levels. And on the upside, the resistance that the stock has been facing is around 320 levels. So 292 to 320, right now the stock is right in between. This is the range in which it is still, expected to consolidate and continue the range bound movement. So avoid, in case if it comes to the lower end at around 293, 294, you can look for a fresh entry.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This is as far as Bajaj Housing is concerned. Again, Avni, a recently listed stock where he wants to know whether he should take the dips to as a buying opportunity right now. Would you have any idea on this one?
I'm sorry, Sakshi, my software doesn't give me the charts
Yeah.
for this particular stock.
Thought so. So Sandeep, I hope GSW Infra is what you have actually understood on, and we will probably get a fundamental view for you on Bajaj Housing with our other guest as well. Let's take in the next question. This is from Anuj Singh, and he says Innova Cap के कुछ शेयर हैं इनके पास 755 के रेट पर खरीदा है लॉन्ग टर्म के व्यू के साथ कैसा है ये स्टॉक क्या यहाँ पर प्रॉफिट बुक करें या फिर होल्ड करके चलें 12 सितंबर को इन्होंने खरीदा था इनोवा कैप का स्टॉक और ये 755 पर खरीदा था एक बार देखते हैं इनोवा कैप टैप का किस तरीके से स्टॉक चल रहा है अभी देखें तो 983 पर है आज भी 3.5% ऊपर है ये स्टॉक पिछले 5 दिनों में देखिए कि आप ज़बरदस्त रैली दिखी है 20% तक के आसपास की एक महीने में भी कुछ 38% तक ये बढ़ता हुआ नजर आया पिछले 6 महीने में मल्टी बैगर रिटर्न्स 113% के ऊपर के रिटर्न्स आपको देखने को मिले हैं और इस पिछले एक साल में 81% लास्ट मूव जो आया है सबसे ज़्यादा ज़बरदस्त वो पिछले 6 महीने में देखने को मिला है इनोवा कैप टैब में अवनी जी क्या चार्ट सजेस्ट करते हैं इतनी ज़बरदस्त रैली के बाद प्रॉफिट बुक करें या फिर अभी भी आपको लगता है कि कुछ तेज़ी बाकी है ऑलरेडी इसने सेक्टर को भी और सेंसेक्स को भी काफ़ी आउट परफॉर्म किया है
First of all, congratulations for picking up a fantastic stock in such a bad corrective market. Your stock is performing. I mean, it's exceptional. So I would suggest you can book profits because 1015 level is where the price extension level is only up to that level. So from there on, we may see some kind of retracement up to 895. You can book out 50% of your profits here, re-enter at 895, and over a little longer period of time, say another 3 to 4 months, the stock target is 1100.
ठीक है तो चलिए आप 50% बुक करें बाकी पर होल्ड करें और आगे के लेवल्स आपको देखने को मिलेंगे और फिलहाल जो आपको प्रॉफिट हो रहा है उसके लिए बेहद बधाई साई हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं हैदराबाद से हाय साई गुड आफ्टरनून हाउ आर यू डूइंग
I'm good. I'm good.
टेल मी व्हाट्स योर क्वेश्चन फॉर द डे
Yeah, I'm actually holding Adani Enterprises at the rate 3,100 rupees. I hold 200 shares of Adani Enterprises.
we'll get you a view
Should I, should I hold that or there is an IPO coming, NTPC Green, I want to invest in that. So I'm planning to sell off everything. So should I wait or should I hold? Please tell me that.
Fair enough. We'll ask the question to our guest now. Adani Enterprises at the rate of 3,100, holding about 200 shares. The stock has actually not done anything in the last couple of 3-4 months odd. And the feeling of being stuck here is what is actually troubling our investor, Sai from Hyderabad. He wants to know should he actually make the switch. He also wants some money to be invested in the upcoming NTPC Green IPO. So should he be looking at an NTPC right now? We do not know what the details will be, whether a shareholder will get benefited of NTPC on that front. Or should one really look at some other opportunities in this current market? What would your advice be on Adani Enterprises?
Yes, the stock hasn't done anything since last 4-5 months. And the better way to look at it is even in this entire correction, the stock has not done much. It hasn't corrected the way other stocks have corrected. So I think hold on to the stock because looking at other options that you've mentioned, NTPC and all, we do not yet have all the details about the IPO. So I would suggest stick on to the stock. If at all it comes to around 2810, that's where the bottom formation has happened. If you see a retest of 2810, do average in this stock.
Okay, got it. I hope, Sai, this has given you some clarity on your stock. Let's move on and see what the next question is. Kamlesh Narkire says, Hi Sakshi, Suzlon 200 shares at 55 is what I have been holding on to. अभी long term के लिए क्या और average कर सकते हैं current levels पर? पहले तो बधाई कमलेश जी आपको, सूजलॉन आपने बहुत ही अच्छे लेवल पर एंट्री लिया, 80 तक भी गया था ये स्टॉक काफ़ी अच्छे तेज़ी में, और अब हालांकि रिट्रेस हुआ है 61 पर, तो अब आपकी खरीदी के आसपास आ चुका है। सूजलॉन पर अभी क्या कहना चाहेंगे अपनी, क्या आपको लगता है जिन लोगों ने पिछले कुछ समय की जो रैली है उसे मिस किया और सोच रहे थे सूजलॉन में अब जब डिप आएगा तब खरीदें, तो क्या ये सही समय है एंट्री लेने का, या फिर अभी भी कुछ क्लैरिटी नहीं है अभी सूजलॉन को देखते हुए चार्ट पर?
Yeah, absolutely. The dip that everyone has been waiting for. This is the dip. It has already tested the 200-day moving average. There was earlier a certain gap when the stock started moving up. That gap has been filled. I think the bottom is done. Around 58 is a very good support level, and in a very short term, even for trading purpose, one can enter around these current levels for a target of 64. And investment purpose, one can hold on for retest of 69-70 levels.
Okay, got it. I hope this has given you a lot of clarity, Kamlesh ji. Devanshu Prabhu from Mumbai also has written in on our WhatsApp number. He says, I watch your show regularly and I have recommended many of my friends and family members about the show. I hope you are doing very good, ma'am. Thank you so much, Devanshu, for writing in such wonderful words. I'm glad that you really like this show and this show really seems helpful to you, and you've recommended to all your family and friends as well. Thank you so much for that. I'm hoping that our guests are able to get everybody in your friends and family onto the right path in terms of your investment journeys too. The question that Devanshu asks today, Avni, is I have bought Jyoti Structures at the rate of 27 and the other stock is SBFC at the rate of 95. What should be the strategy for long term and any targets that you can suggest? Today, Jyoti Structures is down 5% at around 33 odd levels. So it's definitely coming closer to his purchase price, which is 27. SBFC at 95. What are the charts of these two stocks suggested?
So the stock Jyoti Structures has come down and it may probably come down. I mean, the base formation itself is higher than its cost price. Around 30 is a very good base from where the breakout had happened. So it may probably retrace at the most up to around 30 and then reverse again. So if at all you want to add more positions, 30 will be a good level. Otherwise, you can keep holding. Even your cost price is way lower than the support level.
Okay, got it. Taking the next question now, Vikram has sent an interesting question. He says, is it a good time to average Tata Motors shares at this level? What will be the 1 year target? Very good question right there. Earnings were tad bit disappointing because the profits fell about 11 odd percent. We've also seen some production constraints at JLR, but the stock has actually managed to pull itself up about 2% higher at around 820 odd levels. We do know the stock had been in a consolidative zone as well. It's corrected sharply from its peaks too. For all those who have been holding at higher levels have also been wondering whether this is the time to average. For fresh entrants also, how would you suggest somebody looking at Tata Motors at 820?
So I'm very happy with this question on Tata Motors because I've been tracking the stock very closely. The stock has already corrected a lot more than the other stocks in this particular sector and on expectation of a bad result, which is already being digested. Now, if you see in since last 1 month or so, there is a huge divergence between the price movement and the RSI. So it's a good level to start accumulating. Have a lot of patience. The bottom is done. Up move may take some time, but definitely a good level to enter.
Definitely a good level to enter. Vikram, so take that as a yes right now for Tata Motors from Avni right there. Surya says, hello Sakshi, could you please suggest if Praj Industries can be a buy at the current level? Also Aarti Industries. Let's first tackle Praj Industries and then I'll come to Aarti, his second stock. Praj Industries at the current level 721, about 1% higher today. Is it a good level?
Yes, Praj Industries, one can add at current level, keep some room for 710 level also. You can keep a
ठीक है.
stop loss of 702 on the downside and expect a trading up move of around 756. Second
Okay.
question, Aarti Industries, I would say
So
avoid lend.
Aarti, I'll tell you what he's saying. Aarti is saying that if it is a buy, if not, how much more down can the price really go from the current levels? We do know in this last few days, the stock has already been correcting. Earnings have come in as well. How would you really look at Aarti Industries at the current levels now?
See, currently, I think after today's fall, no one is going to watch the stock for a very long time until and unless the next quarter movement begins, the next quarter growth figures start coming in. So
Okay.
till then, I think it's going to consolidate. Further downside, worst case scenario, you can expect around 380.
380 odd levels could be seen as a worst case scenario right there. Please be sure you need to be cautious. Today is 8% down. It has been on a downward trajectory. Let's pull up the 1 week chart also of Aarti. That will actually give you how it has been falling as well. So right now Avni says one really needs to watch out for 13.5% has been lost in this 1 week so far. So we'll continue to watch out for what is the way forward, and do keep in touch, Surya, in case you're revisiting these stocks. If they continue to fall, then you can come back and ask Avni as to whether she is now more comfortable at the lower down levels that she suggested. Let's take the next question. This is from okay, Abhishek Jha, and he says, I want to know on Texmaco Infra. I have bought the stock at 139. Should I hold or should I sell? What would you advise? Texmaco Infra.
You can maintain a stop loss of 117 and hold. It went down, it has managed to move back above all the short term moving averages. So slow and steady up move up to around 143 can be seen, but do maintain a stop loss of 117.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. This is from Priyadarshini Raut, and she says, Sakshi ma'am, I want to know on Bharti Airtel, why every day this stock is actually falling? Okay, let's get Avni to really suggest to us what are the technicals behind the continuous fall that we are seeing on the stock. Bharti Airtel currently is trading at, I'll just tell you, pull up the stock, 1568. Today is soft. 5 days level, it's dropped about 1%. In the last 1 month, it's dropped 7%. But still, in the last 6 months, despite the fall, it's still up about 22% odd or so. And on year-to-date levels, the stock has already run up about 55%. So it had turned out to be a great 2024 for Bharti Airtel with the way it had moved up. Your own sense now, is there more downside from the current levels as well, Avni?
Uh, Frankly, right now the chart is not at all clear. There is a probability of a pullback up to around 1615. And on the downside, if this current level of around 1565 is broken, then we may see the stock coming down to 1525. So currently
152.
it's in a no trading zone. There is no clear indication of a buy or a sell signal.
Okay, no clear trading zone right now. It could fall further. Priyadarshini, keep a note on it, and the levels that Avni suggested, then come back on this question once those levels are seen right there. Let's take the next one. Mohit Yadav says, credit access Grameen पर आपका व्यू चाहिए लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए अवनी. कैसे देखते हैं अभी आप इस स्टॉक को? इस हाल फिलहाल की गिरावट के बावजूद भी ओवरऑल जो मार्केट्स में थी, इस स्टॉक ने अच्छा परफॉर्म किया. कई दिनों में तो काफ़ी इसके हाई सिंगल डिजिट्स और डबल डिजिट गेन्स भी देखने को मिले हैं. क्रेडिट एक्सेस ग्रामीण में अब किस तरीके का ट्रेंड बन रहा है?
So actually, credit access Grameen has been in a corrective mode, and currently also there is no clear indication. I mean, there is no indication of any recovery yet. So avoid.
Okay.
Let's wait and watch.
ठीक है, 14% गिरा है पिछले 1 महीने में और 34% गिरा है पिछले 6 महीने में. ईयर टू डेट भी 42% लोअर है, और पिछले 1 साल का भी अगर हम इसका लेवल देखें तो हर पैरामीटर पे आप देखेंगे 46% तक का डिक्लाइन है, तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा डाउन ट्रेंड पर अभी ये स्टॉक चल रहा है। 920 के लेवल्स हैं और अम्नी का मानना है कि अभी भी कहीं पर रिकवरी साइट में नहीं देखने को मिल रही है, तो फिलहाल इसे अवॉइड करके चलने की सलाह है। अवधीश ठाकुर लिखते हैं आईडीएफसी फर्स्ट बैंक में फ्रेश एंट्री लेनी चाहिए क्या मीडियम टर्म के लिए? आज थोड़ा बाउंस दिखा आईडीएफसी बैंक में। अभी तक जितना बैंकिंग स्पेस में डाउनफॉल दिखा है, आईडीएफसी फर्स्ट ने बहुत ज़्यादा पार्टिसिपेशन तो नहीं दिखाया है, लेकिन क्या एक टर्न अराउंड, क्या एक अपटेक, एक अपवर्ड रिवर्सल आपको नजर आता है कहीं चार्ट्स पर?
जी, एक पुल बैक रैली के लिए आप खरीद सकते हैं। ऊपर 69 तक आ सकता है ये पुल बैक रैली, एंड नीचे 65 का ही स्टॉप लॉस लगाना है। तो छोटा स्टॉप लॉस है, पुल बैक रैली के लिए आप खरीद सकते हैं, लेकिन अभी भी पूरा जो डाउन ट्रेंड है वो खत्म हो गया है, वैसे इंडिकेशन अभी तक नहीं है।
ओके, चलिए अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। ऋषिकेश पूछते हैं आई होल्ड अदानी पोर्ट्स एट 1280, शुड आई सेल और शुड आई होल्ड, एंड कुड यू आल्सो सजेस्ट एनी ऑल्टरनेटिव स्टॉक फॉर मिड टर्म? अदानी एंटरप्राइजेस के बारे में तो आपने बताया ही अवनी, अब अदानी पोर्ट्स के बारे में बताइए। 1280 पे जो लिया हुआ है, कहीं मोमेंटम है साइड पे?
जी, आप इसमें बुक कर सकते हैं अभी करंट लेवल्स पे ही, एंड यू कैन लुक एट स्टॉक्स लाइक भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, HAL फ्रॉम द डिफेंस स्पेस. वी हैव बीन asking you to avoid it for a very long time, but now after 3 months of consolidation, these stocks are showing green shoots of recovery.
ठीक है, अगला सवाल लेते हैं। ये सवाल आया है हमारे पास अयाज खान का, और ये एक काफ़ी रेयर स्टॉक है, इसके बारे में पूछ रहे हैं। आई थिंक ओसिया हाइपर रिटेल लिमिटेड, मैंने भी ये स्टॉक पहली बार ही देखा है। 33 रुपये का स्टॉक है। आई थिंक ये इलिक्विड स्टॉक है, और अगर हम इसको पिछले 1 महीने में 21% गिरा है, 6 महीने में 24% चढ़ा है। थोड़ी इसकी रैली आई थी अगस्त से लेकर अक्टूबर के बीच में, जब ये स्टॉक 23-24 के लेवल से उठा था और 49.50 तक गया था। उसके बाद एक बार फिर से एक डाउन ट्रेंड शुरू हो गया है स्टॉक में, और ये फिर से अब 33 के लेवल्स पर आ गया है। ओवरऑल क्या आप ये स्टॉक ट्रैक करती हैं एट ऑल? पेनी स्टॉक्स, इलिक्विड स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्टर्स को क्या सलाह देना चाहेंगी जो लोग फंसा हुआ फील कर रहे हैं स्टॉक्स में?
Sakshi, almost nearly 100% rally, right from 23.5 to 50 levels. The stock has only moved on circuit. And similarly, the way it has come down is also on circuits. Currently, it is trading very low volumes, but I wouldn't suggest any suggestion based on charts for this particular stock. A stock that moves by 50-100% only on circuit.
तो ऐसे स्टॉक से बचकर चलिए, अवनी जी की यही राय है। इन्वेस्टर्स जैसे क्या होता है ना कि बहुत सारे स्टॉक्स ऐसे होते हैं सर्किट टू सर्किट चल रहे होते हैं, तो इन्वेस्टर्स को लगता है कि ये स्टॉक है, ये लगातार ऊपर चलता रहेगा, लेकिन आप ये सोचिए कि आपको एग्जिट भी नहीं मिलता है ऐसे स्टॉक्स में, जहाँ पर एक साथ लगातार आपको अपर सर्किट्स मिलते हैं ना। अक्सर आप देखेंगे कि ये स्टॉक्स फिर एक साथ लोअर सर्किट्स पे भी जाते हुए आपको देखेंगे। तो इन स्टॉक्स में जहाँ पर लिक्विडिटी बहुत कम है, वॉल्यूम बहुत कम है, और एक साथ आप सर्किट टू सर्किट मूव करते हुए देखते हैं, तो ऐसे में बहुत कॉशियस रहने की आपको ज़रूरत है। और यही एक्सपर्ट ने भी हमारे बताया कि इस तरीके के स्टॉक्स में वो निवेश करने की सलाह नहीं भी दे रही हैं एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम। तो एक बार फिर से नज़र डालते हैं बाजार के ऊपर, और फिर से दोबारा से सवालों का सिलसिला शुरू करेंगे हमारे अगले गेस्ट के साथ। 24,318 इस लेवल पर फिलहाल अगर आप देखेंगे तो आपको निफ्टी इनफैक्ट 24,215, कुछ अभी टिकर में गड़बड़ आ रही है, पीसीआर को बोलूँगी एक बार चेक करें। जो निफ्टी का टिकर है वो अभी स्टैटिक लग रहा है, 24,318 नहीं है, अभी करंट लेवल है 24,215। 0.2% तक की तेज़ी अभी आपको बाजार में दिखेगी। ऊपरी लेवल से थोड़ा सा और सेल ऑफ आया है। निफ्टी बैंक में देखें आप, एक तरफ 500 के ऊपर के लेवल्स देखने को मिल रहे थे, अभी 400 के ऊपर के लेवल्स हैं यहाँ पर देखने को जो मिल रहे हैं। पर ओवरऑल अगर आप देखेंगे तो आईटी स्पेस में अभी काफ़ी अच्छी तेज़ी आ चुकी है, 1.5% ऊपर ऑलमोस्ट निफ्टी आईटी इंडेक्स चल रहा है। लेट्स लुक एट द इंडेक्स एंड सी what kind of a move are we seeing across the board. On the Nifty, we have, of course, stocks like Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech that have been rallying since morning. Let's actually look at all the constituents to see where is the momentum coming in from. So Tech Mahindra 1.7% up, Infosys, Wipro up 1.5% each, HCL Tech, TCS, Coforge is also at trading at record levels as well, and we will be getting you a special report on that, so hang on for that also, viewers. Persistent Systems, LTI, Mindtree, Emphasis. These are the other stocks that are all upwards of 1% each in trade. Financial services have also pulled up about 0.8, 0.9% higher in trade right now. Let us also go across to see within the banking space where the movement is coming. The Nifty Bank itself is nearing a percent uptake. It's come off from the day's high point, but still a lot of banks that are supporting the sentiments are IDFC, which is up 1.4%, which we just discussed, HDFC, Axis, ICICI. These are the other stocks. IndusInd Bank and Kotak are the other stocks that are half odd percent to even 1% higher in trade. Let's also look at what is buzzing in the F&O space. आज पार फाइनेंस कॉर्पोरेशन को देखिए, जबरदस्त रैली इस स्टॉक में आपको देखने को मिली है. 8% ऊपर है ये आज स्टॉक. F&O में भी टॉप मूवर है, PSU स्टॉक्स में भी ऊपर मूव कर रहा है. REC को देखें आप 3.5% ऊपर है. पावर ग्रिड भी आज काफ़ी अच्छा मूव किया है, 4% ऊपर. काफ़ी लंबे अरसे के बाद ये पूरा पावर स्पेस जो है फिर से मोमेंटम में आ रहा है. आप देखिए आज NTPC में भी ऑलमोस्ट फ्लैटिश टू पॉजिटिव मूव है. इसके अलावा अगर आप देखेंगे तो BEL ये 1% ऊपर है. BHEL यहाँ पर भी PSU स्टॉक्स में भी काफ़ी मूव है. पावर ग्रिड आप देखिए अब टॉप मूवर है निफ्टी का, 4% ऊपर है आज ये स्टॉक. तो काफ़ी ज़बरदस्त रैली आज हमें पावर स्पेस में भी देखने को मिल रही है. लेट्स लुक एट द ब्रॉडर मार्केट्स एज वेल. ओके, रिसेंटली लिस्टेड स्टॉक KRN Heat Exchanger is up by 8 odd %. That's one stock that you could be probably keeping an eye out on. Let's go across to Nilesh, and I think we have our next guest now with us. We will be joining by him with him very, very shortly. But like I was saying on the IT stocks, we have a report, and Asim, my colleague, is with us to give us an insight on how should you be looking at Coforge and the rest of the mid-cap IT space as well. On Coforge especially, what are brokerage houses saying, and what is the trigger behind this sharp move? Asim?
Coforge, which is formerly NIIT Technologies stock, this stock rose to a record high of rupees 8,042 today. The IT stock is up 56% in a year, and it has risen 29% this year. Coming to brokerages, Nuvama Institutional Equities has a buy call and a price target of rupees 8,650 per share on this stock. Coforge has firmly delivered on the promises it made on the Signity acquisition, said Nuvama, and the brokerage has upgraded its target valuation 35 times September 26 PE from 32 times on better growth visibility. Motilal Oswal has retained its buy rating on Coforge stock and raised the target price to rupees 10,000 per share. The brokerage values Coforge organically at 40 times September 26 estimated EPS versus 38 times earlier, and values the Signity business at 25 times September 26 estimated EPS. Another brokerage, Antique Stockbroking, expects Coforge's growth to remain strong in the near to medium term and forecast 12%, 15% organic constant currency terms for FY25, 26 and 27. The brokerage maintained a buy call and increased Coforge share price target to rupees 8,400 from rupees 7,375 earlier. Another brokerage, Sher Khan, has assigned a price target of rupees 8,480. It said that post-moderation in revenue growth in FY25, the company's organic business is expected to regain strong growth trajectory in FY26. Margin uptick to be supported by lower ESOP costs, high offshoring, and lower SG&A costs. Sher Khan also said that clarity on disruption from Gen AI on Signity's testing business post-transition will be very vital. The IT firm reported a 17% rise in net profit in the second quarter. Net profit of rupees 212 crore in Q2 against rupees 181 crore a year ago. Revenue from operations climbed 34% to rupees 3,062 crore from rupees 2,276 crore a year ago. Back to you, Sakshi.
Right, thanks a lot, Asim, for that. Let's go across to Nilesh Nayan, who's with us on the show from Centrum. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh. He's the head and vice president of Technicals and Derivatives Research. Good to have you with us, Nilesh. Tell us, we were discussing the IT space before you joined, and Coforge is the stock that Asim was highlighting, where brokerage houses have given positive, targets as well. IT sector today is the top moving one, 1.5% higher. Even last week, we did see a lot of IT space come back into buzz. Your sense of how are you advising investors to really look at the Nifty IT index as well as key stocks here, your favorites?
Good afternoon to Sakshi. Yes, you have rightly pointed out. So IT stock, in fact, leading the entire gain that we have seen in the Nifty index. And not only today, if you look at in last 3, 4 consecutive session, we have seen good participation from the IT stock. And I think the focus is once again shifting towards defensive, looking at the volatility in the market. IT stocks from here, IT index, I think is from here is now moving towards a new all-time high trajectory, which is placed at somewhere around 43,600 plus odd levels. So from current level, there is still some more room left on the upside, and few large cap IT names that are looking positive on the chart. TCS is one of them, where we expect a follow-up move towards 4350 to 4400. Stop loss can be placed below 4050. Not only TCS, SCL Tech is also looking positive, and we expect it to hit a new record high levels of 1900 plus. One can keep a stop loss below 1820. So apart from large cap IT, I think mid cap and small cap ITs are also joining the rally. Coforge is one stock that you have just now mentioned. The stock is already trading at all-time high levels, constantly forming a high top and high bottom formation. We expect a follow-up move towards 8200 to 8400 from a very short-term point of view. I won't be surprised if we see the levels of 8500 as well in the November series itself. So it's a buy and decline structure across all the IT stocks. And Coforge, one can keep a stop loss below 7800, and it's advisable to buy and decline. So these are the few names that we are liking within IT pack. Apart from that, TechM is also looking positive. So yes, we expect an outperformance from the Nifty IT index in the November series.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Nilesh, we have a lot of questions that are waiting for to be answered by you from all our viewers who are with us on the show. So let's start taking all of those questions too. Ashwini D. Rao writes in, "Hi ma'am, I have Asian Paints, 65 shares. I bought them at 2,919. I'm worried about the fall. What shall I do? Shall I buy more to average this stock?" Ashwini, we can understand, of course, disappointing earnings, and the stock has fallen about 8.5% in trade. It has been in a downward move, consolidating sideways with negative momentum right there, and the stock is now at around 25.45. So I can understand you've purchased it at around 2,900 odd levels, and this has to do with bad results. Company has blamed weak demand on the back of persistent rains that has come in, floods that have come in as well. Analysts are now cautious about the rising competition in this space with Burla Opus coming in, and how the market share could soon be really looking divided, with major players taking an entry rights there. We'll take Nilesh's view first technically on the stock to give you an understanding as to which way the stock could be moving, and then we will get you an understanding on the stock as to whether you should be averaging. Nilesh, yours.
So Sakshi, if you just pull up a 3-4 year chart of Asian Paint, you can see a lot of consolidation. We have seen the stock has witnessed multiple resistances. The major resistance, in fact, is placed at 3,500 plus. So that has acted as a kind of a study wall which Asian Paint couldn't break. And we have seen a major consolidation in this particular counter. The structure still look weak, although the immediate support is currently placed at 2,500. A breakdown below 2,500 will drag this particular counter towards 2,350 to 2,300 as well. So not advisable to average at current level, wait for further dip. And I would advise to, wait for a decent pullback and exit from this particular stock if you have bought it from a short-term point of view. Unless and until if somebody has a horizon of 1 year plus, then one can stay put. But the stop loss, immediate stop loss that comes around 2,500, I would advise to review once it breaks below 2,500, because the downside may extend further. So not looking impressive on the chart, although we might see some pullback.
Okay, got it. So hold on to those levels as have been suggested by Nilesh, and then take a review call, come back onto the show once those levels are broken on the downside, and then take an action on this one. Do not act in panic as of now, because it still remains the largest paint company in India by revenues, and it has been a market leader for decades. Of course, there are industry changes that are happening, but we will have to come and revisit on such stocks to have the right strategy, which our guests can continue to recommend to you. Let's take the next question. This is from Mr. Yadav. He says NFL, he's bought the stock at 169, and he has bought Rites at the rate of 334. He wants an exit from these two stocks. what could be the right level? He's been sitting on very heavy losses on these stocks and he wants to now take an exit. Would it be advice? NFL bought at 169 and Rites from the railway space bought at 334. Will it be advisable to book losses on both these stocks, Nilesh?
So Sakshi, first of all, NFL is from fertilizer space, and we have seen quite a bit of underperformance within this particular stock. We have seen a constant decline, but now it seems like the stock is forming a nice base somewhere around 100 to 110. That's the good support zone for this particular counter. So one can stay put, keeping a stop loss below 105. We might see a pullback, and if it breaks above 125, then there are high possibility of stock to retest the levels of 140 to 145 as well. So for the time being, keep a trailing stop loss in this particular stock. Whereas the rights, this particular stock is still looking weak, and a breakdown below 265, I think that will be considered as a structured breakdown. We might see further downtrend towards 240. But as of now, keep a stop loss somewhere around 265. And if at all you see any pullback towards 300, use that pullback to exit from this particular stock. The structure is not looking good, and we might see further downtrend to continue going forward.
ठीक है. We have the next caller now. Kalpesh Patel has dialed in from Mumbai. Kalpesh जी नमस्कार, कैसे हैं?
नमस्कार मैम, एकदम बढ़िया हूँ. आप कैसे हो?
मैं ठीक हूँ. बताइए क्या सवाल है?
तो सबसे पहली बात तो ये आज जो तेजी हुई है ना, इसको थोड़े से और बढ़ा दो तो आज का दिन और बढ़िया चला जाए.
सॉरी, मैंने आपका कैच नहीं किया सवाल.
नहीं, मैंने निफ्टी का 24,800 में फ्यूचर बाई है और एज अ मार्जिन हेजिंग के लिए मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, उसके 200 पॉइंट अबव का मैं कॉल सेल करते रहता हूँ एवरी वीकली का. तो मुझे ये जानना है कि 24,800 या 25,000 ये कब तक आ सकता है. और दूसरा सवाल है ये इंडस टावर और एक्साइड इंडस टावर में जो भी डेटा सेंटर पे जो गवर्नमेंट काम कर रही है, तो इसको क्या इंडस टावर को इसको बेनिफिशियरी हो सकता है, और ग्रीन एनर्जी में भी कुछ एक्साइड को भी कुछ बेनिफिट हो सकता है या नहीं. दोनों बिलो 200 सिंपल मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, तो इसमें क्या तेजी कब तक हो सकती है और ऐसे दोनों का क्या हो सकता है.
ठीक है, आपके दो सवाल हैं. पहला हम आपका निफ्टी के ऊपर सवाल लेंगे नीलेश जी के साथ. 24,800 का आपने फ्यूचर लिया है नवंबर एक्सपायरी का. यहाँ पर 24,800 या 25,000 तक के लेवल्स आप जो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, कब तक आएंगे, ये सवाल है आपका. और दूसरा है इंडस टावर का अभी आउटलुक क्या है. पहले तो निफ्टी के ऊपर ही बता दीजिए नीलेश जी.
हाँ बिल्कुल साक्षी, देखिए निफ्टी का स्ट्रक्चर मोर सॉर्ट ऑफ कंसोलिडेशन वाला है. एक जो गिरावट हमने देखी वो एक रिट्रेसमेंट था. जो एंटायर रनअप जो हमने देखा था उसका रिट्रेसमेंट हमें देखने को मिला, जो कि एक हेल्दी साइन है. निफ्टी अभी भी अपने मेजर 200 मूविंग एवरेज के काफी ऊपर ट्रेड कर रहा है. तो मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे गिरावट शायद हमें यहाँ पे बड़ी देखने को ना मिले. थोड़ा कंसोलिडेशन, टाइम वाइज करेक्शन जिसे हम कहते हैं, वो हम एक्सपेक्ट करके चल रहे हैं. और ये काफी कल्पेश जी काफी अच्छी स्ट्रेटेजी यूज कर रहे हैं. जो कवर्ड कॉल की स्ट्रेटेजी है, कंटिन्यूस कॉल राइट कर रहे हैं, मैं कहूंगा वो इन्हें कंटिन्यू करते रहना चाहिए. 24,500 के ऊपर जैसे ही निफ्टी निकलेगा, एक शॉर्ट टर्म कंसोलिडेशन का ब्रेकआउट यहाँ पे माना जाएगा. और उसके बाद हमें स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड 24,800 से 25,000 तक के लेवल शायद देखने को मिल जाए. और इमीडिएट सपोर्ट यहाँ पे 24,000 का है, जो आज भी टेस्ट हुआ था. तो मेरे ख्याल से कंटिन्यूस कॉल राइट करते रहें और लॉन्ग पोजीशन में एक बार के लिए बने रह सकते हैं. एक्साइड इंडस्ट्रीज देखिए, यहाँ पर जिस हिसाब से इन्होंने भी कहा कि टेक्निकली 200 मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे फिसल चुका है, बट मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे शायद बड़ी गिरावट देखने को ना मिले. एक रिबाउंड यहाँ पे देखने को मिल सकता है. थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म का नजरिया रखें. 480-500 तक के लेवल यहाँ पे एक्सपेक्ट करके चल सकते हैं. स्ट्रक्चर, मेजर स्ट्रक्चर खराब होगा अगर ये स्टॉक 420 के नीचे फिसलता है और उसके नीचे क्लोज देता है. तो बट फिलहाल के लिए वहां पे बने रह सकते हैं. इंडस टावर जो दूसरा स्टॉक था, यहाँ पर देखिए थोड़े से कंसर्न्स है. ऊपरी स्तरों पर लगातार यहाँ पे दबाव हमें देखने को मिल रहा है. मल्टी मंथ सपोर्ट यहाँ पर 300 के आसपास का है. अगर लॉन्ग पोजीशन लेनी है, कॉन्ट्राबेट लेनी है, तो 300 के स्टॉप लॉस से कॉन्ट्राबेट लेके चल सकते हैं. बट एक ट्रेडिंग बेट होगी. मेरे ख्याल से शायद बड़ी अपसाइड यहाँ पे फिलहाल के लिए नजर नहीं आती.
ठीक है, उम्मीद करते हैं आपके सभी सवालों के जवाब आपको मिल गए होंगे कल्पेश जी. अगला सवाल लेते हैं. ये विजय का सवाल है. व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन कोल इंडिया? इट हैज गिवन वेरी लो रिटर्न्स इन इट्स लिस्टिंग. कैन इट गिव गुड रिटर्न्स ओवर द नेक्स्ट 3 years? Your sense on coal India? Again, it has been in a downward or a corrective mode right now with the markets. Your sense?
Well, Sakshi, we have seen a good momentum in this particular stock.
Yeah, in the
In the
initial
year
part.
2020, yeah, absolutely. In the year 23, it was somewhere around 200 rupees, and it has almost doubled within a year. So it's not like the stock did not perform. It's a quite bit obvious that whatever moves in a steep kind of a rally we have seen, we usually see a follow-up retracement. So that is certainly what we are witnessing right now. So if somebody has a horizon of 3 year, I think it's a good buy. Buy in a staggered manner. Keep doing SIP. It has a good dividend yield as well. It's a PSU stock, no doubt. You cannot expect a sharp up move in this particular stock, but yes, a gradual up move is something that you can expect. If you talk about CAGR, I think 15 to 20% kind of CAGR you can expect in next 3 4 years kind of time frame. So keep buying in a staggered manner. Upside, it has a potential to test 600 to 800 from short to medium term. Keep a stop loss below 350.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. This is from Arpit Agarwal. He is holding Ashok Leyland futures for November for this month. Should he continue to hold on, and can he add more also, more lots as well? He's asking, as far as Ashok Leyland is concerned, what would your view be?
So good rebound we have seen in this particular stock in spite of weakness in other auto names. So this
Yes.
particular stock has outshined. In the previous 3 4 session, we have seen good rebound, and I think there will be a follow-up move. A breakout above 230 in the futures will provide further momentum. So if it breaks 230, then probably one can add another lot of future. But as of now, yeah, stay put with your existing long position. Keep a strict stop loss of 218, and we might see a follow-up move towards 235 to 240 as well.
Okay, got that. So that's also the view that you've got. I hope this has answered your question too. We'll take the last one or two questions now on the show. Avinash wants to know on Nova Agri Tech. Is this stock a buy? He says. Nova Agri Tech. Let's pull up the stock right there to see how the chart is looking like for Nova Agri Tech. Currently at 60 odd levels, 4% down. The last 5 days have been down too. Last 1 month, a 9% downtick, but last 6 months we've still seen some 24% of an uptick coming in on Nova Agri Tech. Do you track this stock at all, Nilesh? Would you be able to suggest?
Well, Nova Agri Tech, right. So I think the stock is currently trading around 60 rupees.
60. Yes,
And
that's right.
yeah. So if you look at the structure, which is not looking that promising, the stock is in a downtrend. And after hitting highs near about 90 rupees, it has already given a sharp decline, and currently it is 60 rupees. The structure hints that we might see another leg on the lower side, and stock may slip towards 55 to 50 levels as well. Not looking that good at current level, so better avoid taking any contra bet. And if already holding the long position, then keep a strict stop loss below 57. And if it falls below 57, then we might see further downtrend to continue.
Okay, we'll take the last question on the show now. This is from Shrinika, and she says, I'm from Vijayawada. I have bought Jupiter Wagons at 574 levels. Yeah, and then she wants to know, I am on huge losses. Could you please let me know what should I be doing? So bought at 574, right now it's at 472, 4% down. Is there any reversal in sight? All the railway stocks have been on a corrective zone, and Jupiter Wagons, which was an outperformer when the railway stocks were on an up move, is also seeing sharp consolidation play out. Your sense, Nilesh?
So Sakshi, as you have mentioned, the railway themes are as of now witnessing a gradual decline, and we have already seen a spurt a couple of months back. Now it's time for some time-wise correction. We believe that in next 1 or 2 months, I think the consolidation is likely to continue, and we might see some pickup in the momentum, maybe in the early January or maybe in the February ahead of the budget. But as of now, there are no signs of recovery, and we expect this consolidation to continue. But there are important support in this particular stock. 445 is kind of a triple bottom for this particular counter. So that should be the stop loss, first of all. And stay put with your long position. And if it breaks 520 on the upside, then it will be considered as a short-term bottom for this particular counter. So yes, stay put, keep a trailing stop loss, and we may see some kind of a gradual up move going forward.
Okay, got it. Well, thank you so much, Nilesh, for being with us on the show to address all the queries of all our viewers. Always a pleasure to host you, and we hope that you continue to come week on week to guide all our viewers right there. Thank you so much. And with that, viewers, we wrap up this special edition on Daily Calls. Now 107 points higher on the Nifty. We'll hope this continues on the positive side for the second half of the remaining session for today, and we'll continue to guide you with top market masters who are joining in. Don't forget to log in at 1 p.m. again on Business Today. There's a very special interaction with one of the most experienced market masters in India to get to us a sense of what should your strategy be in this current very, very volatile set of markets. Stay tuned.
Good evening once again, and a very warm welcome to this panel here. It's always a tough job to try and bring back the focus on business after a session full of stars. But these ladies here on the panel are stars and really bright ones in their own right. And thank you very much for making the